Hello, today we're going to make some hearty beef stew, homemade hearty beef stew. Okay, our ingredients, we've got some carrots, probably almost a pound or so of carrots cut up, a couple of big onions cut up, and a big stalk of celery. We've got some stew meat here, probably 3 pounds of stew meat, some potatoes that I peeled and rinsed. Probably about 12, 14 kind of small potatoes, a small bag of frozen peas. We got a can of tomato sauce, 2 quarts of beef stock, and some various spices we're going to use. Onion powder, parsley, thyme, and a little bit of ground allspice and salt.
And celery.
For the seasoning on our meat, I'm going to use a little garlic powder, a little creole seasoning, and some black pepper. First thing we're going to do is I've got some just all-purpose flour, probably a cup and a half, and we're going to put our beef down in there. We're going to coat it with this flour. Now we're going to take our meat out, put it on another plate, another clean plate. Got to coat it good.
And that goes into our soup.
Now I've got a big stock pot that I've got a little bit of vegetable oil in there that I've had heating up for a few minutes. And I'm just going to add my beef to it. Just be kind of careful when you do this so you don't get splattered with hot oil. That out a little bit. I'm going to season it with my creole seasoning. Black pepper. And some garlic. I'm going to add a little more of my seasoning to it, my creole seasoning. I'm not adding salt because there's usually a lot of salt in your creole seasoning, so I don't usually add any extra salt. And I really like a lot of garlic flavor. And some more black pepper. And what we're looking for here is just to kind of get our meat browned a little bit, and then we're going to take it out. Now my pan is sometimes it gets a mind of its own. It gets to dancing on the burner. It's kind of fun to watch at times.
It's real
Oh wow, look at my pan. It's doing the dance. Dun, 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 dun. Shake it up, shake it up. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Woo! It is hot.
Okay, now we're going to turn it a little bit. It's starting to brown. Smelling really yummy. Trying to flip it over a little bit and get it browned on both sides. Stir it out a little bit in our pan. Put the heat down a little bit. Okay, our meat's browned up, and I'm going to take that out and put it on a plate and add some of our vegetables next. Now we're going to set that aside for now. We'll add a little more oil back into there. Now we're going to add our onions, our carrots, and our celery. And I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. And some more garlic. Some more pepper. And some more Creole seasoning. What we're trying to do is layer our seasonings in there, and it just really adds depth if you layer it in there. So I'm gonna turn my burner back on. Just kind of let that cook a little bit till it starts, till the onion starts. Now while this is cooking, I'm gonna get down in there with a good metal spoon or spatula, something kind of heavy that you can scrape that stuff off the bottom, because that's really going to help flavor your soup. That is just, really rich in flavor, and you don't want to lose that. So you want to scrape it, let that mix in with them vegetables while they're starting to cook. Get our broth ready. I'm going to pour my tomato sauce into my broth. And my allspice, you just want to go easy on this, maybe just like a 1/4 teaspoon of that, because it'll overpower if you do too much. And then put plenty of onion powder. That's a thyme. Plenty of thyme. And some parsley. Plenty of parsley. Get out the shaker. Okay. And a little bit of salt. I'll mix that up a little bit. Now we're going to get back to the stove. 3 minutes. So now I'm going to put my meat back in there. Stir that up in there some. And I'm going to set my timer for another 3 minutes. And then we'll add our broth and stuff. Okay. Now it's time to put our broth in there. Give another little stir. Make this really full. Hopefully I won't spill it. Stir that good. I don't think I'm going to have enough liquid with the broth, so I'm going to add some water. When I put my potatoes in there, I'm going to need a lot more liquid. Okay. I'll give it another stir. If we have to add some more seasoning later, we can always add. Bring that up to a good simmer. Okay, let's give her a check. Stir it up a little bit. Give me a spoon. Check my seasonings. Oh, that's right there. The way we want it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and add my potatoes. It was about, I think I cut up 14 potatoes. They were kind of on the small side. So they're kind of medium to small potatoes. So we're going to let that cook till the potatoes get tender. I think we're about done there. Our potatoes are tender. So now we're going to add our peas. It's been about 20, 25, 30 minutes. The potatoes been simmering. Now we're going to put the peas in. And we're just going to stir those in. And I'm actually going to turn the burner off because the heat that's already in there will heat them peas up. We don't really want to cook them down any softer than what they already are. So as soon as the peas are warm, it's ready to serve. And you know, if you don't want to add the peas, you don't have to. If you want to add some other vegetable, that's fine too. And our peas are heated up, so it's done and ready to serve up with some cornbread or biscuits.